And hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with another YouTube reading guide series. Today I'm releasing the third video in a short series that I'm doing talking through the Marvel What If line of comics. This short series of videos are going to break down the comic issues, only the comic issues of the What If universe as best I can. That means that I've read all the issues that are available, which means although there are 244 What If comics in total, I've read around 220 or so of them. As a final point, I will point out you should really watch the first video in this series to really understand all the terms and technical things I'm going to be discussing, or even better, watch the multiverse explanation video in my other series called The Vocabulary of Comics. The link to both of those is part of the description, and I'd strongly recommend them. With no further ado, there exist parallel worlds beyond our own. Within these worlds, each living being faces turning points in their own existence, and a choice must be made at every one of these points. Choices that will affect their own destinies, and perhaps that of their world or even the universe itself. Call it the road not taken, the chance missed, the decision deferred, of what might have been, what could have happened, but for the invisible workings of an incomprehensible fate. Call it What If. In today's video, let's move on from the first volume or series of What If to the second major series, which is by far the largest and longest running series in the What If canon. Now for this volume, I'm going to explicitly show which issues are available on Marvel Unlimited or Comixology, so available digitally basically, because not all of them are. In fact, most of them are not. Let's jump into it. So volume 2 of What If started in 1989, which is just after the one shot that we mentioned at the end of the last video. It ran from 1989 up until 1998 and consisted of 115 monthly What If issues, which was 114 issues plus one which was numbered -1 as part of a Marvel-wide event of -1 issue they did for all their series. Now, this second series revisited and revised ideas from Volume 1. In Volume 2, some stories could span multiple issues, whereas in Volume 1, every issue was a complete self-contained story. Also, sometimes Volume 2 stories would offer multiple plots and multiple endings, and the reader could decide which one to adopt. For example, in What If issue 63, which is What If the War Machine had not destroyed the living laser, there are 3 potential endings on offer. So, like Series 1, I'm going to show you which ones are available on Marvel Unlimited or Comixology, as not all of them are. So, as I said, almost none of these are available digitally, so tracking them down is quite a difficult thing to do. But when they are available digitally, you'll see the little icon on the side. With no further ado, let's start off with issue 1 of the second series. So this is this idea of what if the Avengers had lost the Evolutionary War, spinning out of Avengers Annual number 17. Now, this world was designated Earth 89721. Issue 2 asks the question of what if Daredevil had killed the Kingpin and spins out of Daredevil issue 228 in the 616 universe. This world was designated Earth 8982. Issue 3 asks the question what if Steve Rogers had refused to give up being Captain America and spins out of Captain America issue 332. This Earth is designated Earth 8909. Issue 4 is one that is available on Marvel Unlimited or Comixology last time that I checked. And it asks the question, what if the alien costume had possessed Spider-Man? This is based on the Amazing Spider-Man number 258 and is an Earth designated 1089. We'll come across this idea, either the same idea or similar thematic ideas about the alien symbiote and Spider-Man several times across the What If issues. Issue 5 asks the question, what if the Vision had destroyed the Avengers? And that spins out of the issue of Avengers, which is Avengers issue 9. This world is designated Earth 9916. Issue 6 asks the question, what if the X-Men lost Inferno? And is based on the issue New Mutants number 73. This world is designated Earth 89112. Issue 7 asks what if Wolverine was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and is based on the Incredible Hulk 181, which is a debut of Wolverine, and this is a Earth numbered 89121. Issue 8 asks what if Iron Man lost the Armor Wars and is based on Iron Man number 225. This world was designated Earth 89120. You'll notice that issue 9 is available on Marvel Unlimited and Comixology, so you can get hold of it digitally. And this issue asks, what if the X-Men died on their very first mission? So it's based on Giant Size X-Men number 1. This world was designated Earth 105709. Issue 10 asks the question, what if the Punisher's family had not been killed, and is designated as Earth 90200. Issue 11 asks, what if the Fantastic Four all had the same power? So it spins out of Fantastic Four issue 1, where they get their powers. And it shows 4 separate different alternate realities, which are designated Earths 9031 through to 9034. Issue 12 asks the question, what if the X-Men had stayed in Asgard and based on the New Mutant Special Edition number 1? This world was designated Earth 904. Issue 13 asks, what if Professor X of the X-Men, so Professor Xavier, had become the Juggernaut, and that's based on Uncanny X-Men number 12. This world, or this alternate reality, was designated Earth 905. Issue 14 is what if Captain Marvel had not died, and is based on the iconic story The Death of Captain Marvel. This world was designated Earth 906. Issue 15 asks the question, what if the Fantastic Four had lost the Trial of Galactus, and is based on Fantastic Four number 262. This world was designated Earth 907. Issue 16 asks the question, what if Wolverine battled Conan the Barbarian, and is based on Uncanny X-Men number 137. This Earth is designated 90816. Issue 17 asks, what if Kraven the Hunter had killed Spider-Man? It's based on Web of Spider-Man 31 and 32, and please note this is available digitally, if you can track it down, so that should be easy enough. And this is Earth 9009. Issue 18 asks, what if the Fantastic Four battled Doctor Doom before they got their powers? This world was designated Earth 9011. Issue 19 asks, what if the Vision of the Avengers conquered the world, and is based on Avengers number 254. This involves 2 separate takes, one of which is a utopian world, which is revisited actually later on in issue 36 of this series. The utopian world is designated Earth 90110, and the dystopian world is designated Earth 90111. Issue 20 asks the question, what if Spider-Man had not married Mary Jane? It's a 2-parter, and is based on Amazing Spider-Man 292. The second part is here as issue 21. And so you got your first 2-parter. Now, this world was designated Earth 901220. Moving swiftly on, we've got issue 22. What if the Silver Surfer had not escaped Earth? Based on Silver Surfer Volume 2, issue 1, or the debut issue of that. And this world was designated Earth 912. Issue 23 is another one of the ones that is available digitally if you'd like to read it. And it asks the question, what if the all-new, all-different X-Men had never existed? Again, based on Giant Size X-Men number 1. This world was designated Earth 913. Issue 24 asks the question, what if Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires, and is based on Uncanny X-Men number 159. This world was designated Earth 9140, and you can find an alternate version of this Earth featuring What If number 37 later on. Issue 25 asks, what if the Marvel superheroes had lost Atlantis Attacks, and is based on Iron Man Annual number 10. Atlantis Attacks is a Marvel-wide event from the late 80s, early 90s. This world was designated Earth 9151. Issue 26 asks, what if the Punisher had killed Daredevil, based on Daredevil number 183. Now, this world was designated Earth 91600. It's interesting to know that this issue used the original planned continuity order for Frank Miller's Daredevil run, as Daredevil 183 and 184 were originally planned to run in Daredevil 168 to 169, but it was held back for a year and a half due to issues with the story's plot, which involved drugs. Issue 27 is, what if Namor had joined the Fantastic Four, and is based on Fantastic Four issue 4. This world was designated Earth 917. Issue 28 is the first of a 2-parter. It asks the question, what if Captain America had led an army of super soldiers in World War II? Now, this is based on Captain America Comics number 1. It basically recycles themes from What If 44 in the last series and actually gets redone again later in this series in number 103. The designated Earth number for both of these issues is 28918. Issue 30 asks what if the Fantastic Four's second child had lived and is based on Fantastic Four number 267. There are two takes. The worst version, or the worst world, is designated Earth 91111, and the better or more optimistic version is designated Earth 91112. Keep in mind, this plot idea was subsequently picked up for the mainstream continuity with the introduction of Valeria Richards in the late 90s run by Chris Claremont, I believe. Issue 31 asks what if Spider-Man has kept his cosmic powers? Is based on Amazing Spider-Man number 329, and this world is designated Earth 91110. Number 32, again the first of a two-parter, asks the question what if Phoenix had not died? So it's based on Uncanny X-Men 137. And the second part, issue 33, asks the question what if Phoenix rose again? So two things to keep in mind here. Firstly, this is Earth 9112. So 9112, and it's a two-part remake of that issue 27 we saw a couple of videos ago. Issue 34 is another humor issue. So this is called What If No One Was Watching the Watcher? It's composed of lots of throwaway one-page gags, which means it has dozens of different Earths featured. I'm not going to go into the numbers here. What happens next is quite interesting. What we have next is a 5-part series, which is kind of unique amongst all the What If comics. So issue 35 asks, what if the Fantastic Five fought Doctor Doom and Annihilus? This is an alternate outcome of What If number 1. And this world is designated Earth 772. So this 5-part series, this event is called Timequake, and as you can see here, this issue is Timequake Part 1 of 5. That takes us into Timequake Part 2 of 5, which is this, issue 36, which asks the question, what if the Cosmic Avengers battle the Guardians of the Galaxy? It's a sequel to issue 19's Utopia story, which I mentioned before, and that means it's got the designation 90110. Next up, we have Timequake Part 3 of 5, which is issue 37, and asks, what if Wolverine had been Lord of the Vampires during Inferno? So this is an alternate version of What If issue 24 that we just talked about, and this world is designated Earth 9250. Next up, we have Timequake Part 4 of 5, and this asks the question, what if Thor was a thrall of Seth? This is based on the Mighty Thor number 400, and this world was designated Earth 9260. And that takes us to the final and 5th part of the Timequake crossover, which asks, what if the Watcher saved the universe? I'm not going to give an Earth number because this has loads and loads of multiple Earths featuring in lots of different ways. What I will point out is the events of Timequake were then reflected later in the series Avengers Forever. Phew. Well, with that, ladies, gentlemen, and others, it seems like a good point to draw this 3rd video to a close. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, where I tend to post a 1-tweet daily review of whatever I'm reading, and you can use that to keep on track of the sort of videos I'm developing. And if you want to support the channel, it's really easy. Head over to Amazon and pick up the first volume of my prose superhero novel, No Gods or Kings. It costs less than $1. It's free on Kindle Unlimited, and a free excerpt of the first book can be found on my website, nogodsorkings.com, and the link to that's in the description below. Next time, we'll continue with Series 2 of the What If canon of Marvel Comics. But until next time, everybody, stay classy.